It is Lavell Juan Malloy II and the great Dan Negroni as we continue.
85 million TV homes in the U.S., of course. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Dan, for you, when you agree to be a professor, because I've known you when you were.
I like being a professor. I don't know if I'm great at it. Neither do they yet.
Wait a second. Every class, is he a good teacher?
They don't know yet. The truth is, they don't know.
Well, you're the most handsome man over the age of 70.
Depends on if he gives them tonight off.
Yeah.
Lavell, what's interesting about the reason I wanted you on today is because I believe the way these guys think. I always wanted a roadmap. Like, okay, but you did this, but then how'd you do that, right? And I think that was lost in part of my culture in terms of entrepreneurship is because people are looking for an exit versus how to execute a good plan.
Yeah.
Dan keeps saying they want a roadmap on am I accurate by saying that?
Yeah, I would say work is broken.
Yeah.
It's different now. They don't trust us. The economy, the way it is for them, the way they're going to come up, it's completely different than the opportunities we had, and it's much harder.
Yeah.
And then they have the addiction of this technology, and so it's super different, and they want to know, how do I navigate it? And when we were younger, back in the, in the 30s.
We were big in the 80s, right. Now we're big and we're 80.
When we were younger, there was a path. There was more mentorship. You became a lawyer. You became a doctor. You didn't have all these different opportunities. You didn't have all these entrepreneurial ideas pulling at you. You didn't have all this connectivity. And it's just different. And they just need help.
Do you remember what you wanted in college? Like what the goal was?
Money.
I remember. Money. It was $50,000 a year.
No.
Right? That was like the bar back then.
But
yeah.
I mean, because that was like $50K, get a job. And that is so beyond comprehension of a lot of folks.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted an education. I grew up in a really poor family, and I wanted to work myself out, and I became a lawyer, and I had to make it. And to me, there was, nothing would get in the path of making it. I think they have a lot more opportunity and access to different things they can do. They care about purpose, they care about meaning, and they want it all, and they should have it all.
Well, I wanted Lavell on because, he's CEO of a publicly traded company on NASDAQ, okay? Which, by the way, is different than owning a deli, okay? I mean, he's got shareholders, he's got a board of directors, he's got the SEC, he's got FINRA, he's got a report, but he also has to run a business. And what's interesting is that I think there's a Me Too factor with you, where although it wasn't simple to get where you are, anybody could sort of, if they have the right sort of thought process, can make this attempt. And I thought, you're exactly what the doctor ordered, because you give me hope for the youth, because as they're staring at their faded Hope and Change poster downstairs in the alley. You have a question?
Yes.
What's your name?
Mike. My name is Mike. I have a confession to make first and foremost. I am not a Gen Zer, so just so you know. No, I'm a millennial. I'm a father. I have 3 kids. One's a Gen Zer and 2 are Gen Alphas. Gen Alphas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gen Alpha?
Gen Alpha, yeah.
That's what Mike is.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Mike knows it. Mike could teach the class.
Mike could do a show.
Yeah, they'll pay me more. No, my question is, my family, we game every night, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a thing. We're competitive. We do
like
everything. And we also do sports as well. But how are you prepping your company with whatever you're comfortable, talking about? I know you're a publicly traded company, but how are you prepping for Gen Alpha? And because shifts come really quick, sometimes unexpectedly. Are you looking down the road for that, and how are you preparing?
Hey, Mike, you're hired, by the way.
Great question.
Sergeant at Arms.
Good question.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. It's the same metrics, but people come in college, they come out of college, and they graduate. And what I tried to do is keep people the same things that attract them. So a lot of it's allegiance to your school. A lot of it's those things. I say this every single time I'm on every interview whatsoever, because I remember that. It's like you remember your football team that's going to be against it. You remember you share these same things. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to do this. You have these things that are just interesting to you that they're giving you. So that's how I connect. We did a alumni thing, which was one of the most successful things we have.
A subset of a subset?
A subset of a subset.
another client base.
So, and I think, we're doing a lot of different things now. And this is, we're a public company, but this is still the beginning. And I think what you do is, again, you take the same base, you listen to it, but then you evolve. You put financial rails on.
So
what are you doing now?
So let's talk about that. So you've got this base, you've got this service, and you thought to yourself, okay, what's next? You said financial rails.
Yeah.
Talk about House of Doge and Dogecoin. Because
So we're doing a merger, and one of the reasons why I like the merger is because now I can give my audience and other people financial rails. So one of the things I looked at is I said, okay, great. We have this community. In essence, it's really entertainment. It's fun. It gives you access to things. But I wanted to put education on there. So we partner with, Learfield Communications, which, is good, but we want to work with all schools and then start building different master classes and stuff in there. For the merger that we're starting to do, huge merger, really big names, least thing was important to me. What was important to me is that we're putting payment processing centers. We're using blockchain. We're using things that people can now access, save money, build up credit, and do more things like that. That's how we're, to answer your question again, we're just trying to give the community more of what they want and more efficient.
So what you've created in this is an enterprise-wide solution for
That's
not just gaming, but the next thing. Now,
Yeah.
Do you guys sit back in the room and say, what else could we sell these guys? Because it really is brilliant. Because why not serve it up to an active audience, right? Isn't that marketing 101?
And it's true, yeah. It's like, again, people say it's simple. I say it's simple. It's not simple, but again, it is simple. Because what do you and your family want? You ask the question. I ask that question to people every single day. It's like I can ask every single person here, what do they want? And I'm like, let me give you the fundamentals of what you want, and then the other stuff you can add in. And the goal is to have an entire ecosystem of what you want and a platform that you can use.
Hey, Lavell, when you say financial rails, can you describe that in plain English for them? Like,
Yeah, so
what is the benefit to them?
Yeah, so what I mean by that, so when I was in college, everyone targeted you and gave you all these credit cards, and they didn't explain anything to you, and then they say, great, take all this stuff, and it was all this interest, and no one explained anything. So, what I want to do is I say, okay, obviously credit is super important, it's the future, so let's alleviate this 20, 30% interest we have here. Let's put up, what I mean by payment processing things, we want to actually issue debit cards, credit cards from our partner where people can use, and they don't have to spend any of that stuff. So it's just safer, it's more efficient, and they knock out all that, 20, 30% if you're late or whatever in that.
Hey, Mike.
And you can do that. That's the thing. When people ask you cannot do that, you can do that now.
Hey, Mike and Mary and Dan.
Yeah.
We are officially 900 years old.
We are. Lavell Juan Malloy II, CEO, co-founder, Brag House. Ticker symbol is TBH.